Breaking news. Major developments are coming out of Las Vegas Raiders OTAs, and some names are turning heads in a big way. Who's rising? Who's ready to dominate? And what does this mean as we head into mandatory minicamp? But before we dive into the latest updates, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a single moment of Raiders action. This is where you get the real updates, with no fluff and no hype, just the truth. Let's get into it. The final day of the Las Vegas Raiders OTAs wrapped up on June 5th, and today we're breaking down the top standout performers. No distractions, no sugarcoating, just the key players who made noise on the field. Now, while some names didn't shine as expected, we're keeping the focus on growth, momentum, and the guys who showed up big. This is about building forward, not tearing down. With mandatory minicamp kicking off on June 10th, this is the perfect moment to look at who's gaining ground and who fans should keep their eyes on. Let's start with offense. Michael Mayer. All eyes were on how Mayer would fit into the system this offseason, and so far he's doing more than just fitting in. The coaching staff is excited, and his performance in practices has been sharp and consistent. His connection with the new schemes? Solid. His presence on the field? Noticeable. Yes, Brock Bowers is a major weapon, but Mayer's work ethic and early impact prove there's room for multiple threats at tight end in this evolving offense. Let's keep rolling. And the next name on the list is one that's bringing serious energy to the Raiders' offense. Trey Tucker. If there's one player who refuses to be overlooked this offseason, it's Trey Tucker. He's not just fast, he's explosive. Tucker has shown that he can stretch the field, but more importantly, he's locked in. He's putting in the work, staying close to coaches, soaking up the playbook, and showing that he's here to earn his spot. Not just be handed one. What stands out? His willingness to block, his toughness, and the way he's competing every snap. This is a wide receiver who wants to be part of the full picture, not just a deep threat. And here's the key. With other hungry young players around him like Jack Beck and Dante Thornton Jr., Tucker isn't backing down. He's leveling up. Geno Smith, let's talk quarterback. Yes, there have been a few bumps, some off-target throws, an interception or two, but step back and look at the full picture, and you'll see why Geno Smith deserves to be in the winners column. What matters isn't perfection, it's progress, and Geno is showing leadership, accuracy, and command at the line. He's earning the trust of the locker room. Coaches are backing him. Teammates are responding to him. This isn't just about talent, it's about presence. In short, Geno looks like the guy. And if the offensive line holds up the way it's starting to, he's in position to lead this team with poise and power. Dante Thornton Jr. Now we're getting to the real sparks. Dante Thornton Jr. has officially arrived. Coaches are buzzing, and the buzz is real. He's not just fast, he's controlled, calculated, and far more polished than many expected coming in. His route running has been crisp. His acceleration off the line? Lethal. This is a player who isn't just showing potential. He's proving that he's ready now. From what we're seeing at OTAs, Thornton has the tools to take the top off a defense, shift coverage, and open up the playbook in ways that could completely transform this offense. He's drawing early comparisons to some of the league's more dynamic deep threats, and if he keeps this up, he's going to be a name fans talk about all season. Biggest winner from Raiders OTAs. Let's not waste time. The biggest winner from Raiders OTAs? No surprise here, it's Ashton Jeanty. Now, hype is common this time of year. Every team has its breakout buzz, and every rookie gets a little spotlight. But with Jeanty, it feels different, and for good reason. From the moment he stepped on the field, Jeanty looked like he belonged. Not just as a rookie, as a key piece in the offense, the way he's handled himself, the way he's attacked reps, the way veterans talk about him. It's all pointing to one thing. He's ready to make an immediate impact. This offseason, the Raiders built with purpose. and much of that purpose has been centered around giving Jeanty the tools, the space, and the structure to succeed. From offensive schemes to O-line improvements, everything feels designed to set him up for a breakout. He's humble, he's focused, he's explosive. That's why he's our number one. First, honorable mentions. OTAs, offensive standouts. A few other names deserve real credit. Alex Kappa, locked in as the starting right guard, reliable, consistent, and exactly the kind of veteran presence the line needs. DJ Glaze, quietly making moves and reportedly has the right tackle position under control. It's early, but he looks ready to hold that edge. Caleb Rogers, versatile and competitive. The left guard spot might still be undecided, but Rogers is turning heads and building trust within the coaching staff. Jack Beck, living up to expectations. His athleticism and hands are already making a difference in early drills. Jacoby Myers, a true professional. No distractions, no drama. Even without a contract extension in place, Myers showed up, locked in, and delivered. That's leadership, plain and simple. Offensive players struggling to stand out now. Not everyone has had a perfect start. Thayer Munford. Right now, he seems to be slipping down the depth chart. The competition is heating up, and he's on the outside looking in. Dylan Parham. Locked in a battle for the left guard job with Jordan Meredith, and it's tighter than expected. Parham needs to turn it up if he wants to secure his spot. Defensive standouts from Raiders. OTAs. Begin. Let's shift the spotlight to the other side of the ball. Defense. The Raiders' OTA sessions didn't just give us clarity on offense. They also showed us which defenders are already making waves. And while we'll count down from number 5 to the biggest name at number 1, one thing is clear. The Raiders' defense is hungrier than ever. Max Crosby. Yes, you heard that right. Max Crosby. He's not a surprise name, but that's exactly why he's worth talking about. At a time when OTAs are often about rookies and depth players trying to break out, Crosby is still dominating the conversation. Why? Because this might be the healthiest and most explosive he's looked this early in the offseason. After a season that didn't quite match his own high standards, especially with sack numbers dropping, Crosby is back with fire in his eyes. He's moving with urgency. He's focused. And, more than anything, he's leading by example. When your top guy gives 110% on every rep, in June, it sends a message to the entire locker room. Crosby isn't just here to play. He's here to take over. A quick note on offensive depth concerns. Before we get too deep into defense, it's worth noting a couple of lingering concerns on offense. Dylan Parham. With as many starts as he's had, the fact that he's still fighting for a job isn't great news. Competition is fine, but you'd expect more stability by now. Zamir White. There's a clear sense of frustration surrounding his situation. While his talent is undeniable, his path forward in the offense seems cloudy. Whether that's due to roster fit, opportunity, or something else, the energy just isn't right. Both players will need strong camps to reassert themselves. Raiders, defensive winners, keep turning heads. The intensity on defense hasn't slowed down. If anything, the energy's picking up. The Raiders' OTA sessions continue to reveal which players are setting the tone and making strong cases for themselves ahead of camp. Let's dive into the next group of defensive standouts, working from number 4 to the top defensive winner of OTAs. Tommy Eichenberg. If there's one linebacker whose name keeps popping up at the facility, it's Tommy Eichenberg. He's not just making noise, he's making plays. From key interceptions to stepping up when others went down, Eichenberg has made the most of every opportunity thrown his way. When veteran additions come in and rookies arrive looking for spots, the competition gets fierce. And yet, Tommy is holding his ground. Whether it's his instincts, leadership, or just raw football IQ, he's showing the coaching staff he belongs. With the linebacker room heating up, Eichenberg isn't just surviving, he's separating. Jeremy Chin. All eyes were on Jeremy Chinn heading into OTAs, and he hasn't disappointed. The Raiders are using Chinn in a hybrid safety linebacker role, much like the one Cam Chancellor thrived in during the peak of Pete Carroll's defenses, and it fits him perfectly. Chinn has impressed with his coverage skills, his communication, and, most importantly, his leadership. Once full contact sessions start, expect him to really show off his physicality. He looks ready to anchor the back end of the defense in a big way. Darien Porter, third-round rookie. Darien Porter is making a name for himself. Fast. Despite veteran competition around him, Porter has been getting serious reps with the first-team defense. He's smart, agile, and extremely fluid in coverage. And that former wide receiver background? It's showing. His ball tracking and footwork are elite for a rookie. What's more impressive is how teammates and coaches are already talking about him like a veteran. If this keeps up, Porter could become one of the biggest draft steals of the year. Eric Stokes. The biggest defensive winner of Raiders OTAs? Eric Stokes, and it's not even close. When the offseason began, many believed Stokes could be the odd man out in a deep cornerback room. Fast forward a few weeks, and he's completely flipped the narrative. Stokes has brought speed, swagger, and lockdown coverage to every practice session. He's looked like a player who knows exactly what's at stake and isn't willing to let it slip through his fingers. With guys like Darien Porter and Jacorian Bennett on his heels, Stokes is standing tall and staking his claim. If the season started today, Stokes might be one of the starting corners, and he's earned it. Raiders OTA honorable mentions and final standouts. With OTAs winding down, the storylines around the Las Vegas Raiders defense have only intensified. And while Eric Stokes continues to dominate headlines, there's a growing list of other names quietly, and not so quietly, rising within this unit. Let's spotlight a few more winners and losers from the Raiders' defensive side during OTA action. Plus one bonus nod you can't ignore. Honorable mentions. Defense Tyree Wilson has been getting glowing reviews from coaches. He's starting to play with more confidence and physicality, something the Raiders have been eager to see. Thomas Harper, a lesser-known name, is carving out a potential role. He's been tested at nickel corner and even at free safety. That kind of versatility could earn him a surprise spot on the final 53. Malcolm Kuntz is healthy again, and it shows. His explosiveness is back, and he's been turning heads in practice. Elandon Roberts, the vocal leader of the defense, is likely wearing the green dot. He's organizing the unit, setting the tone, and looks like a captain in the making. Meanwhile, Janu Lalu and Nesta Jade Silvera have stepped up in the trenches. With injuries to Christian Wilkins, depth was needed, and these two delivered. Lalu, in particular, is slowly developing into a player who could have long-term value, even if it takes a couple seasons to fully cook. Defensive losers. OTA addition Christian Wilkins makes the list. Not due to poor play, but because of absence. He hasn't been active, and that creates question marks about readiness and chemistry with the new-look front. Demarion Richardson is another whose stock might be slipping, not due to failure, but because others are emerging quickly around him. And then there's Darnay Holmes. Once a projected slot option, Holmes seems to be falling behind. In nickel formations, the team has been experimenting with other corners and even safeties before turning to Holmes. That's not a good sign. Bonus winner, the new regime. The biggest non-player win? The culture shift. From veterans to rookies, there's a clear message coming out of Raiders HQ. Players are buying in. Pete Carroll and GM John Spytek have flipped the tone, not with words but with structure, energy, and accountability. The feedback from inside the locker room is unanimous. This group loves to play for Pete. That early buy-in during the quiet months might just become the biggest edge the Raiders carry into the regular season.